sage, lemon balm, and thyme to work synergistically for full body support. Try Bodies today at InfoWarsLife.com or call us at 1-888-253-3139.
Clone Radio. We play the songs that sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Clone.
Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. The Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns.
I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man.
The answer to 1984 is 1776. You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Well, I've been interviewing Larry Pratt for 20 years. At least 20 years, and I've never seen him as concerned as when he was on last night during the marathon broadcast that we're now into, hour 30 of. We'll be back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. with a Sunday transmission. We're 10 hours a day live now with David Knight and his great transmission, the David Knight program. And then you've got Infowars Live with yours truly, Alex Jones. And then you've got Owen Schroyer in the War Room with Roger Stone and others. We're going to go to Larry in a moment from gunowners.org. And he was very, very, very concerned about Trump. We're going to play some of these clips and really look at the backlash. I think Trump has knocked a big dent in his aura of being this guy that totally delivers and never backs off. Because it was one thing to say, we'll look at amnesty for some dreamers, because he'd always said that they'd been here decades and weren't criminals. We could fast track that. That's reasonable. The Democrats came back and said, we want total open borders. Total, 20 deep chain migration, just unending. So the whole thing was killed. But see, he always said he would be reasonable, and that was reasonable. He didn't do that with this. He said, no, we're not going to repeal any of this. It's the criminals. And now we've got all these clips. I don't think I need to play them again, but just so we have them, let's play a few and then go to Larry Pratt. Trump, I like taking the guns early, then due process. I mean, is he turned into Dianne Feinstein? Did he get a brain transplant? There it is.
I'd take the firearms first and then go to court, because that's another system. Because a lot of times by the time you go to court, it takes so long to go to court to get the due process procedures. I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that just took place in Florida. He had a lot of firearms. They saw everything. To go to court would have taken a long time. So you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
That is the dream of the gun grabbers. That's actually Bloomberg's plan. They just say, oh, you see a psychologist, you can't have guns. No, there's already laws. You say, I'm going to kill people, and the police have been to your house, and you're on meds. You get adjudicated. The guy at the Texas shooting at the church, he'd been in a mental institution. He escaped. He had a dishonorable discharge, and he went and bought the guns. They didn't put in the database. They need to court-martial the commanding officer over that, and they'll start getting that in the database. I'm going to go to Larry Pratt. That's why we got him on. But I can't even hardly play these clips, the other ones. Let's play the Feinstein Wicked Witch of the West garbage because it's just unbelievable. Here it is.
So if you could add that to this bill, that would be great, Diane. If you could add what you have also, and I think you can, into the bill.
Yeah, so, Joe, are you ready?
Can you do that? Joe, can you do that, Pat? Can you add some of the things? Will you help? Well, no, I'll help, but can you add what
Republicans look really upset.
Diane have? Can we add them in? And I know you can add what John.
Yeah, I have another domestic.
Cornyn's like, what the hell just happened?
It's about dating partners, and a number of states have just enacted it with Republicans.
We're going to get it passed.
Yeah.
We're going to get it passed. If you can add domestic violence paragraphs, pages into this bill, I'm all for it.
It's already there, Mr. President. So I know what he's doing. He's taking the you-know-what out of them, as they say in England. But you can't do this with the Second Amendment because it advances their flawed, fake system when they're admitting they want abolition of the Second Amendment is the goal, piece by piece. Larry Pratt, Gun Owners of America, thank you for joining us. I know you're a busy man. What is the state of this situation right now?
Let me just comment on one thing the president was saying. You've already expressed a correct outrage. For him to say, we're going to take care of due process after we've grabbed you and thrown you in the clink. And then he referred to the dirtbag down in Florida where 39 times the police came to his house. They didn't do a thing. Why would we think that somehow being able to throw somebody in jail fixes something that was not a problem until their own sloppiness and lack of desire to interact with people that have been reported by who knows how many neighbors and people at school. This was a bad dude, and apparently everybody knew it except the sheriff. So don't talk about doing.
There was clearly a stand down, and we need to be on offense. They had all the warnings. He was on the drugs. They stood down. All the defaults were not followed. We had the protections in place. And as you said, they're always trying to keep us from having select teachers armed, which is the answer.
That sure is the answer. And isn't it interesting that except for Congressman Massey and maybe a couple of senators, you just don't hear anybody talking about arming teachers. They're the ones that are going to be there during the first 5-6 minutes of a dirtbag's attack. That's when most of the people get killed. Sometimes that's all it lasts is 5 or 6 minutes. And we're not talking about arming teachers. Now, to the president's credit, he did say he would support that, but he's also supporting the shredding of the Second Amendment.
What's the word on Capitol Hill? I know you got feelers out. Is he just doing like DACA and being reasonable, and then they won't be reasonable? No, he's not really being reasonable. He's playing along with their false logic. What are your top? I know you got some of the top lobbyists, in the halls right now. What in Hades is going on, and what are the Republican lawmakers saying?
Well, we're still hoping that this is a feint, the way it was in DACA, and that he's ultimately going to spring the trap and the situation will be resolved. But it doesn't sound that way because he's used different language on this. He hasn't talked about how he might be able to walk it back. So we think this is a big deal, and we hope people will continue to, as many times a day as they can manage, contact the White House to tell them that this is the end of the Second Amendment, and it will also, if you carry this out, be the end of the Republican Party. They're going to get wiped out in 2018 elections if this is what they have brought to the table for the voters to judge them on. They will be judged and found wanting. This is an incredible betrayal, and the president seems to be rather more serious about this than he was with DACA. Again, I'm still leaving the door open at least a crack. Hopefully the president is gaming this, but it increasingly doesn't sound that way. Even if he's trying to set a trap, it was a very reckless thing to say.
Man, I just feel like I'm not putting on an actor. I just felt nauseous. I mean, I have been so committed. He's done so much good. It means, Larry, they must have compromised him. He's been fighting so hard, and they're just all around him. And he's been good. My gut knows he's good, and my gut thinks they're turning him. I think what you think. My gut tells me this is so sad, Larry.
The way we've seen him, and I think I mentioned this last night, is that the president is not a conservative. We've never heard him refer to prominent conservative thinkers. He doesn't express himself as if he's looking at the economy as Ludwig von Mises might, a famous libertarian economist. The guy has been a fighter against the establishment, Republican and Democrat alike. And when he was doing that, most of the time we would be saying, right on, those are good things that you're opposing and fighting for. And he came across as a fighter, and hopefully he still is. But now we're talking about a major turn where he doesn't seem to have a rudder because he doesn't seem to be a conservative.
Yeah, for the first time I read CNN headlines this morning, and some of them were true. They're basically saying he's rudderless, and he's suddenly become rudderless. Let's come back in the last segment and ask why, and what do we do? But hey, here's the good news. Larry Pratt's not going to roll over. I don't care what they do to me. You see what they're doing to me, folks. It's 100% fake. I'm not rolling over. Ted Nugent's not rolling over. The veterans aren't rolling over. This audience isn't rolling over. And we're going to, and the Republican Party, the leadership, they're not rolling over. I've seen them say, listen, Mr. President, we're not doing this. We're not going to just go along with the last thing you heard from somebody because you want to sit there with a bunch of grieving people that manipulated you until they pulled on your heartstrings. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Are we seeing the end of Trump, or will he wake up before he crashes the plane?
DNA Force is finally back in stock at InfoWarsStore.com. DNA Force protects your body from the toxic environment that surrounds us all. The powerful ingredients include Bio-PQQ and coenzyme Q10. Protect yourself against dangerous free radicals. Optimize cellular energy. It's DNA Force. It's available for a limited time only. Get yours today, right now, at InfoWarsStore.com.
Frank in North Carolina, thanks for holding so long. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alec, I just have to say something, man. It seems like every time I turn on your broadcast, you're bragging. It just gets old, man.
I'm going to shut you down right now, okay? We're taking calls about your nomination. Do you understand they're having congressional hearings trying to shut us down? Do you understand I'm ringing the alarm? If that was happening to anybody else, I'd be freaked out. I mean, what's it going to take? Us being shut down? Is that what you want, Frank?
You know what, Alec?
Hey, I put him on pause again. Hey, Frank, do you understand it's not bragging to say we are the tip of the spear, we're under attack, we need your help? As much begging as I do, we can barely pay the bills and grow in the face of this. I'm not going to just stop growth and let them start pushing us backwards. You understand? I need your help, Frank. I need your help, Frank.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com right now and help fund the Infowars.
I had a caller about 2 weeks ago named Frank. He's been calling him for over a decade. And he was mad. He goes, I'm sick of you talking about you brag how you're under attack and, you know, how important you are. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. They're having congressional hearings saying they want me completely banned. The Democrats want me arrested. They're suing me. I'm under attack, Frank. Okay, they banned us off Google Ads. We were bringing $5 million in a year. It cost a lot to run this. They're just chopping off all my tentacles. I keep growing more as fast as I can. And as fast as I cut them off, I'm shooting out tentacles. Tell Frank why we need support. Tell him right there. Frank. Hey, Frank.
Frank, this is not bragging. We don't say, oh, we're under attack for attention or because we like the attention, although, of course, everybody likes a little bit of attention. It's nice. But I can't do TV and I can't do radio and I can't publish books and I can't sell anything and I can't do live events because they systematically strangle you out of existence using every...
We're the heretics.
Yeah, exactly. Using every resource at their disposal. So it's not bragging. It's a daily reality. And that's why you've got to support things like Infowars and
Sure, and we didn't do it for the last hour and 30-something minutes. We're doing it now. InfoWarsStore.com. Go get a T-shirt. Get a book. Sign up for auto ship. Get an additional 10% off on any of these things. That makes a lot of them lost leaders, and then that way each month it reships to you. Cancel anytime for free. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com, or 888-253-3139. Listen, everybody wants somebody to fight. We're fighting. And we love you and we appreciate you. All we're saying is we kick their ass, but they're doubling down on us to make examples of us. If you make examples of us and fund us, we will be victorious and you win. Do you understand? I need your help, Frank. Make no mistake, we've made some major gains against the globalists, but they're striking back all over the world. Now more than ever is the time to get prepared with the highest quality emergency supplies across the board. Medical supplies, emergency supplies, communications, tactical, it's all there, and we're adding more and more every day of the very best products out there. So go to FortifiedSupply.com today to not just see the great products we offer there, but links to some of the other great sponsors that we have as well. That's FortifiedSupply.com. Introducing Icarin, a 30-day liver and kidney cleanse, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. We have set out with top researchers and developers to bring you the strongest, purest, most potent, documented system for your liver and your kidneys. There are 2 different formula blends in one powerful capsule. It also funds the InfoWar, a total 360 win. Icarin, available now at InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
It's the time of the season when love runs high. In this time, give it to me easy.
The big question for Larry Pratt, we're going to him in just one moment, gunowners.org. is, what is the political calculus when the left has already been so brainwashed to hate Trump, and Reagan Democrats are still going to vote for Trump if he delivers on the economy, which he is? All you do is turn your base off and demoralize them to not fight when he already re-announced his campaign 900 days out, 980-something days out, because they're already campaigning against him. He needs his base fired up, engaged, foaming at the mouth, not disillusioned. I know maybe the calculus is, if they do this, it'll get everybody awake, because now maybe the Second Amendment's under attack. Maybe it's super sophisticated 3D chess. I mean, I can kind of war game this, but I don't think that's what it is. I think it's him trying to get points with the press to get them off his back, and I think that'll just make him intensify. George W. Bush ratified and signed on to Biden's all the assault weapon stuff. It's Republicans that keep giving us this stuff by being bullied. It's crazy. We'll talk to Larry Pratt here and find out how we get out of this in a minute. But first off, you fight back by joining the NRA. Folks, keep them honest. You join gunowners.org. That's even more important. And you support this broadcast. They've taken down Dr. Corsi's YouTube. Violates none of their rules. They had to put it back up. They said rogue employees did it. That's major news. Yes, rogue employees put fake strikes on us. Well, CNN bragged that they were working with insiders at YouTube to do it. Did you hear that? YouTube's in Bloomberg saying rogue employees did it. And CNN says they were talking to the employees, getting them to do it. I mean, CNN is trying to shut us down. Launched the campaign last Friday, 7 days ago. I know for a fact they're offering people big money to lie about me, folks. We knew it was coming. And in the case that they pick do it in, it's unbelievably phony, like Swiss cheese, the holes, and very easy to disprove. I just feel sorry for the people that got, induced into it. And later I'm going to let them know that there's still time to come forward and admit who paid you and why they did it and the rest of it, because we already know. But we'll just let you go through that process. Now, again, we have Operation Paul Revere 2018. It's 30 to 80% off, and we're talking about our best sellers. I mean, I sold out of our super turmeric, our bodies. I told you I was selling out. So a bunch of stuff selling out. Biome Defense, 50% off. Great probiotic. True Way, 50% off. Prebiotic fiber, that's our newest product. It's the best source fiber. It's really amazing, concentrated, super high quality. Infowars Life, select products, 40% off. Clearance apparel, 80% off. That's some of our best stuff. There's just so much apparel. Some stuff sells out, some doesn't. So there's some great deals and amazing shirts and sweatshirts and caps, you name it. Aegis body armor for backpack inserts, very lightweight, nanotech stuff. It's 20% off, already a very, very low price. I mean, $200 for some backpack. High quality, high tech, space age stuff's a great deal. And 20% off, that's an even better deal. So check it all out. Infowarsstore.com, Infowarslife.com, or 888-253-3139. And we've got free shipping store-wide. There's so many deals, I can't get into all of it. But these deals are so big, we need to sell a lot of product to be able to face this. And I've got to have the lawyers and a lot of other stuff, we're going to have to put into motion here. Because let me tell you, this is like a James Bond movie around here. And we've got to have counterintelligence, intelligence. We've got to have it all. This is the info war, and we're at this level now where it's every day I have to make the right decisions or we go down, which will be its own spectacular victory against the globals. That's going to blow up really big if they kill me or set me up or whatever. I mean, it's just we see them launch the attack and then the support comes. But what's scary is it's like spiritual. It's always just enough to beat them. And it's always just enough. And I'm like, God, if we had a whole bunch more money, we could really beat them. And then no, it's always just enough, just enough, just enough. So you guys, it's like magic. You just come through with exactly what we need, never really more. And it's God. Going back to Larry, you got the floor of the last 4 minutes. I appreciate you holding while I plug. Keep us afloat here. Gunowners.org, and you have the number out as well. In closing, you heard my points. What's the calculus? I mean, even if he was Machiavelli, he's winning. Why is he doing this? And what do we do to get him back on the straight and narrow?
Well, if folks go to gunowners.org, they can give a substantial boost to getting the president back in line, getting back on the rails. Gunowners.org, you can sign up right on a link from the front page to get the free email alerts, and they're what enable you to be like Paul Revere. You can just spread the word, and you can get your emails sent up from what we send you, and the whole thing probably takes less than 30 seconds. Now, the battle that we're fighting right now, besides trying to get the president back on the rails, is to stop the gun bill that's in the Congress, because they're talking about putting Dianne Feinstein's semi-automatic ban on what at one time was a good piece of legislation. That's some time ago now. But that, I think, if they really try to do that, would almost certainly be an important mistake, because they would be putting something up where they may not even have 40 votes for that measure. And if they will then leave their tank athwart the bridge, and it's going to block the ability of other measures in the gun control agenda to get across that bridge. So we think that if they proceed that way, they're likely to find that they've shot themselves in the foot. And let's hope that we can indeed pull that off. And once we're in that posture, once it's the Feinstein bill they're blocking, all some senator, a good guy, has to do is say, I object to the next move, which would be to get around it, to set aside, bring up other gun control measures. One person saying, I object, and the whole enterprise gets shut down. And we can hold them in that position for a fairly long period of time while we continue, hopefully, to build our own support and our own forces.
Who would have thought, because he did the right thing after Vegas and pointed out that it was all illegal, what happened, there was a stand down, Islamic connections, you name it, and the media backed off because the story fell apart, whatever really happened. And then now with this is blood in the water. I've got it looks like an exclusive about another county with our connections in Florida, where another person says they're going to shoot people. As a Democrat sheriff, and the report is they've let the person go. It just continues to happen. Doesn't Trump understand that this will destroy him? Does he understand that the base isn't going to put up with this?
You would think the answer to that would be, of course he understands that. But right now, the question's legitimate, because what he's done is certainly not helpful to himself. And unless he has some plan, as I was mentioning earlier, to game the Democrats and some of the anti-gun Republicans, he's headed down the wrong path. And he'd better, for sure, have a way back to where he came from, because otherwise it's not going to end well politically for him at all.
Well, exactly. And Feinstein and others' body language was just, they were in ecstasy, because her own party's about to throw her overboard. This makes her look strong to go ahead and get the nomination. Yeah, rubbing her hands together like a giant rat. There's
like the Wicked Witch of the West. It's an incredible photo. I'm so glad you got it.
Well, sir, if it wasn't for gunowners.org, because I was there watching to keep the NRA somewhat honest, and it wasn't people like Ted Nugent, we wouldn't be here today with the Second Amendment left. So God bless you. We salute you, Larry Pratt. Gunowners.org. And what's the number?
888-886-GUNS. But mostly people use the internet these days, I'm happy to say.
I know they do, brother. Thank you so much. We're in a fight. We're going to fight together. We salute you.
Support good oral health with our one-of-a-kind Super Blue fluoride-free products. Infowars Life brings you a revolutionary toothpaste blend with iodine and nano silver, designed to deliver a powerful clean. Enjoy a minty fresh flavor made with peppermint oil, or try our bubblegum flavor. Pair this groundbreaking toothpaste with the Super Blue fluoride-free mouthwash and supercharge your oral health. Our amazing mouthwash features natural oils and ancient ingredients used since Aboriginal and biblical times. Instead of containing fluoride, our Super Blue line is loaded with the good halogen iodine and an array of other beneficial compounds that have been hand-selected for their oral health benefits. Super Blue fluoride-free mouthwash and toothpaste are the first and only to contain all of these natural ingredients: xylitol, nano silver, and iodine. Notice the difference with our Super Blue fluoride-free products. Refresh your breath and invigorate your oral health routine at InfoWarsStore.com. That's InfoWarsStore.com.
If you don't buy the products, we're not here. And these are products you really need. We go out and research the market, what's popular, what people want, what people like, what works. We then go to the top organic producers in the country. You got 4 different companies that make our products. We've got 60-something different supplements now. And we say, who makes the strongest turmeric product on the market? And they say, from the test, it's this one. but we only make what people ask us to make. We make this one. It's got 100 milligrams of curcumin, but it's about 70%. This is a talk we had. Concentrate of curcumin in those milligrams. And they go, but the industry standard is about 3%. We went out and found 95% curcuminoid. That's just one ingredient in Body's ultimate turmeric formula. And when I say ultimate, it is the most powerful concentrated that we can find. Somebody may have something stronger, but when I tell you it's the strongest we can find. It's also the most expensive for us. They're selling turmeric for $50, $60. It's 3% and got maybe 50 milligrams in it. A lot of the competition, okay? So that's what all the products are like, okay? My brain works like this. This melatonin is $19.95. It's 3 milligrams. How much does melatonin cost? Maybe 30, 40 cents for that dose. And the bottle costs 50 cents. I'm like, okay, well, I talk to the scientists and the developers, and I say, can we stick L-tryptophan with the melatonin, with the valerian root, with the lemon balm, with the... They go, yeah, you can do all that very safely. And how much will all that cost? It'll cost you $5. Nobody puts that much stuff in one of these. I'm putting $5 in it, and I'm going to sell it for $19.95. What whacked out world are you going to sit there and put 50 cents in something and sell it for $19.95? So I'm marking this stuff up, but I'm telling you folks, it's crazy how the industry works. And that's why they go and they test our stuff. They go, well, this is the top-rated vitamin B12, but this is Jones's. It is pure vitamin B12, like he says, but this one's the best. And then it's the one we're private label. So that's how this works, ladies and gentlemen. Infowarslife.com. You're going to get supplements that are amazing. You're going to get products that are incredible. And you're going to get products that help you and your family while standing against the globalist and knowing that they hate us so much, they want to destroy us so bad, they spend so much time coming after us and lying about us and trying to wreck our lives because we know who they are. And when you breathe life into us and you spread the articles, the videos, it changes the whole world. And I want to expand in their face because let me tell you something. If we shrink, they're going to lay it on even more. We've got to grow. We got to show them we're growing, and we got to get stronger. And by the way, we are. That which doesn't kill us only makes us stronger. To give you another Nietzsche quote. But it's because of you. It's because of you. So I salute you. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I just want to ask you to just remember us in your prayers and remember the products. And remember these are great products for you and your family. And they're essential to fund the operation. It's a 360 win. Infowarsstore.com, Infowarslife.com, or 888-253-3139.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show. Resistance to tyrants is obedience to God. It's Alex Jones.
You can run on for a long time. Run on.
That's the thing about Secret 12. Just a half a dropper has way more energy, and it's totally. People ask, why is it sweet? Real organic B12 is sweet. And exactly, if I'm super tired, I go, hey, why am I drinking coffee at 10 at night if I'm going on some show like Coast to Coast? Boom, Secret 12, 30 minutes later, massive energy. It's amazing.
Yeah, that stuff will wake you up, and the clarity of mind that comes along with that is just amazing.
You know, I've got some talking points here about Caveman from InfoWarsLife.com. But instead of going with those talking points, let me just give you what I've experienced personally. From all the wives' tales in every culture, we know that the bones have the essence. We know chicken noodle soup is great for people that are sick. Again, in every culture, this has been reported because it works. And there's no way to quantify how strong this is, but the amount of bone protein and the amount of marrow and the amount of concentrated life force that is in this is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's for your joints, whether it's for your arteries and your veins, whether it's for your brain, whether it's for energy, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the strongest, most concentrated bone broth formula out there, and it's amazing. Find out for yourself today at InfoWarsStore.com what it can do for you and your family. And again, I want to thank you all for your support. You are funding the information war in 2018.
Introducing FloraLife, the new probiotic. InfoWarsLife.com to pick up your bottle of FloraLife probiotics today. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.